Hey guys, and welcome back to Expert Scripting Tutorials in Roblox, of course. So this time we have a pathfinding tutorial, and you might ask, why do we care about pathfinding? We can find path ourselves, just making a ray casting, and it would be pretty much the same. Well, no, and um, you could make like a line from here to here and then just move your character or wherever to this point, but it would be stupid because, for example, if there is something right here obstructing that path, he won't really figure out how to go to that point. And this is where pathfinding comes in. And yeah, you probably noticed there are two mazes, and these aren't mine. I took them from a toolbox, yes, I admit that. But again, I warned you before in previous tutorials that toolbox stuff is really dangerous. And this is example actually like this anti-lag quote unquote, of course, which has some stuff that we literally don't need for a maze, and I don't even know in what language that is, but it's if it has a while loop, that means it's a bunch of BS. Or why do we do this? And of course it has script clone, so if you're wondering, yes, I disabled it. And just to show you this, and yeah, we can continue now without that lag script BS. And you know what BS stand for. So yeah, just be careful when looking for quote-unquote free models, because this your place. You can just screw it up if you have script like this. And at least take a look inside these containers, as they are called, and take a look in their children, just to check if there aren't some weird scripts that you literally don't need, for example for a maze. So yeah, now we can continue. These are two versions of a script that creates a line that shows a path that this tester, or just any guy, would take. Just imagine it's a guy or a player to finish this maze or labyrinth, or just in general just to get over the obstacles and stuff. So yeah, this is the script, and it's a script from a Roblox wiki, but I modified it a little bit. For example, these starting points, and there's a function right here. Oops. Compute path, or you can just call it wherever you want, and it ends right here. And this is what I added. You just it gets changed when it just moves or something resizes it. It makes another path finding, or a path. And this again the same. I added a function, and this time I changed some things. For example, this, if it finds nothing, then it prints you didn't really find anything. But I don't think it works, so I can delete it. I've tried, okay? But yeah, I made this just to say that it's moving to something, and it waits. Well, you'll see what's the difference between these two, and I can show you right now actually. First, there are two of those things, start and finish. There are two testers, so you'll see why. But first we need not play but run, because playing would take a bit hard. It would be a bit harder for you to walk, and I don't really know what is this. Seriously, I don't know. Just says something. I didn't really add anything. And displays body position.readme. I think it's in server script service or something like that. It's weird. Yeah, this main part. Why is this here? I have no idea. Yeah, and I deleted that script that was quote-unquote virus. So weird. Maybe it's Roblox developers developed something in the place, and yeah, I'll show you a cool thing later on. But first, you are wondering why this doesn't work. So that's because it's kind of weird. It's kind of, I don't know how to say. It's kind of buggy, I guess, but not really buggy. Just look. I'll make it closer to that part, right here, and it should do this, assuming, yeah, it is disabled. Yeah, but now it makes a line, right? And I move this part and it makes more lines, but I made it so it would delete previous lines, as you can see. But as the distance gets close or further, and as there are more of those segments, these things, this will get even laggier. For example, if I move it here, well, it's not very smooth now, but still, it will get even laggier. Yeah, as you can see. But I know the game doesn't run very smooth even now, but it's just horrible. It's just horrible. Seriously. I'm trying to move this part and just look how slow it is. That's because it, every time I change it, change its position, size, wherever, it just creates another pathfinding, and it just doesn't stop. And the whole server gets slow. And you guessed it, I'm referring to my laptop. So technically it's a server when I'm testing Roblox stuff, and this is why it gets really slow. I think the same thing would be on Roblox servers actually. And it would use this making line thing every time part position changes. When you, for example, when you click on some part, and then it just makes a path from a starting point to your cursor, and that would make things a bit less laggy. So I will stop it and just look at the example number 2, just right here. And now let's just re-enable it, and this is disabled, so yeah, that it's a bit different. Let's test it, right? As you can see, it instantly starts. You don't need to wiggle it a little bit or something, it just starts immediately. And yeah, it just creates one path that this long break follows, and that's a bit I guess optimizing. For example, if I move it or something right here, it finds another path. That's pretty nice. And for example, if I move it right here, it creates another path. Well, you get it, I think. But if I put it above it, it just gets confused and it doesn't know how it's supposed to go on top, because it can't jump. Yeah, makes sense. So let's just place it inside a maze, for example right here or something. Yeah, as you can see, it simply just follows the path, and it's just moving to one of these waypoints, and it's pretty cool. And I think all the waypoints are in the start thing, or as segments, as I named them. Yeah, they all are line handle adornments, and they are just lines. These lines that are, no matter how far you look from them, they are always the same size. Yeah, as you can see, always. And this kind of messes with your head in perspective. So yeah, but you don't really need to put them in the maze. Also, when you drag them from a starting point, it just gets weird. Alright, let's try to drag out the finish point. Come on, like that. And as you can see, it just moves outside the maze. But first it needs to finish the movement, then it creates another one, and it's a bit less laggy. And yeah, pretty cool, actually. So, where it's used. So, there are many games outside of Roblox, such as Minecraft, Skyrim, and many more. Pretty much any real-time strategy game uses it to move your soldiers. And inside Roblox, there is a game called The Conquerors 3, and it also uses, well, it doesn't use pathfinding, and that's a shame actually. Well, maybe it got updated and it uses it now, but it would be really useful if they used it, because you need to control your units manually, and it's kind of tricky because they usually get stuck in a wall and they can't really move, and that's, you know, weird and stupid. So yeah, now let's explain the script, shall we? Right, first let's move to the top, and yeah, we call a service that is pathfinding service that finds the path, right? And then this is a function compute path ends, as I said, come on, it ends. Also, I don't know, my mouse is a bit freaking out sometimes doing those weird things. So it ends right here. Right, we make a start point, which is this, and finish point, that is this. And the same goes for second, I guess, example. So this is the starting point, which is start 2. Finish point is this. And we also have the tester, that is that pole. Oh, also I mentioned that a really cool thing got changed, and we finally got rid of the studs when you create a new part. It's just awesome. Yeah, my dreams just came true. Yeah, as you can see, none of that weird studs texture that literally everyone just changed when they create a part. As you can see, I can make parts all day now. Also, it's kinda laggy, but still really cool. They finally removed those studs. So great. Let's see, can you even add them? I'm wondering. Yeah, you can, but it's smooth, so yay. Great. It's a great update. And let's continue, shall we? So start. First, it's for pathfinding 1 only, because we create more of those pathfindings when it gets changed. Well, the second one also has it, and that's, you know, clearing all those segments from previous ones, because not clearing them would make a really huge mess, you know. So yeah, first we create a path, and on newer versions of Roblox we use find path async, Previously it was compute path pacing, I think, or something like that, but now it's irrelevant, so you don't really need to care about this. So this is how it works. You just need start position and end position or finish position. Then we have waypoints, which is just gets waypoints from a path, which is finding this path. So path is made out of waypoints, and the way waypoints work, first let me just create a part, right? And it is size 4. Let's make a size 4 point, well, like that, right? It divides the world, I think, currently into 4 by 4 grid, and that is called voxels. Well, at least that's what Wiki says. Right. Just imagine it's one segment of a grid, and it just checks whether there are some emptiness or there aren't any emptiness. If there is less than 60% blockiness, part of the bricks, you know, all that stuff, that means this is empty. And if there is more than 16%, that means it's full. The square is full, or a cube or something like that. Alright, then we have we make a for loop. Well, it pretty much just says right here in the comments, just cycles through all the waypoints that are this table of all the waypoints, and we draw a segment between each of them. So yeah, left waypoint, and we also need left position. So all the waypoints, and we index it, and it's I equals 2 first, and then we make it -1, so it would be I would be 1, then I would be 2, and so on, right? Then we have current waypoint, that is just waypoints I, right? So it would be just the regular I, which first is 2, then is 3 and 4 and so on, right? And then we will create this line handle adornment, that is just a line, you know, and well, you can read this. So the C frame of the adornment has to be calculated relative to the starting part, right? And that's why it just makes this weird things. When you move the starting part, just, you know, moves entire path. Yeah, pretty weird. That's because it's relative to that part. So yeah. Then we have, well, we create a new line handle adornment, then we get left position, and it's useful for segments, and also current position. So we just draw a line between last position and current position, right? And then, you know, we calculate all of this. So yeah, then we just make it to current, and that's the distance, right? We just make a length of it to be like that. So it's not useful at all if you are not doing this for line handle adornments or lines to draw that path, but it's pretty cool actually. And you can change the line thickness. I change it to 5. Then I made this just to separate those segments, and I just named them segments. That is current I thing. Well, I could call them I -1, I think. That's first is 2. So yeah. Alright. Then waypoint type is dot action. That means it moves. Well, just let me change this in the other script. Okay, this comment it's not necessary. Then we can read this. Color readornment based on the action of waypoints. Green indicates walking, yellow indicates a jump. Well, that's kind of important. And the jump means that if a line moves straight, it's green, it's not jumping. If it just changes Y position, that means it's jumping. Okay, now we have waypoint type. If it is jump, that then we need to change its color to yellow. This is yellow, and else I think it's green. This one is green, right? And it's not very well, maybe not as long script as you would think, because there are quite a lot of comments, and I just do it when it starts, do it, but it doesn't really work every time, so you need to move it a little bit, and you can make it to guess the array if it doesn't want to find the path. But well, this is not very important, but when it changes, well, it's kind of laggy actually, so you can just delete it. And I think I'll leave both scripts in the description for you to do stuff, because it's not very hard to set up. You just need 2 parts or 3 for the second one, and that is start and finish, nothing else. Just make 2 bricks and name them. Really simple. Just don't name them same names, because you will get problems. I think it will choose only the one which is above the second one, so yeah. Now let's move on to second script. So everything is pretty much the same except the tester. And let's see. Well, I think the only thing I changed is this. Well, I added it. We just get the waypoints, all the waypoints, and these are the ones we need. And we just changed the tester's position to current waypoint of position. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, I need to delete this because not important. And this is how you modify default scripts, or just any scripts from wiki or something like that. It's pretty useful when you don't really need to figure out yourself everything, because someone else did it for you, but you still need to change a couple of things, so you need to know all that script, you know. So yeah, and everything works, even if I deleted this, so I can just show you. Yeah, as you can see, just yeah, it just follows a path. It's really useful, and you can make it, as I said, for this pole to be not a pole but a model. And I moved this, and it now does everything below it. You can also make instead of this tester.position, you can just make a humanoid, I think move to, or something like that, and that would move your humanoid into place number X, or place X from place Y or something like that. Another thing where it's used is when you press escape, settings, there's movement mode, where is it? Click to move, and when you click, I guess it should work. Yeah, as you can see, it makes this cool thing. Oh, you need to right click, and it also uses pathfinding, I think. Yeah, as you can see, it uses pathfinding. Really cool. and it actually helps you to solve mazes and stuff. Let's see. Actually, I think it didn't really it had those waypoints before. Now it has. So yeah, that's a new thing, and it actually looks pretty cool. As you can see, it just follows a path. I'm not doing anything. Yeah, as you can see, simple. Also, when you stop moving, your pathfinding just stops working. Yeah, you can just make it so the character would get out of maze. Pretty simple. Pathfinding service does everything for me, and yeah, it's a really cool thing. Also, probably obvious thing, but pathfinding service finds the shortest path for you to get out. Well, how it does that, I don't really know. You probably can Google it or not. I don't know. Maybe it's a secret. But it's a really cool thing. And you know that maze in Lamberti 2? You probably do or not. I'm not telling you should do it or there is a way to do it, but you can delete the ceiling and then zoom out like a lot and move to the position. But I'm not telling you should do it, and I'm telling you can get banned and stuff, but it's a possibility by using click to move. Also, you need to right click, don't forget this. So yeah, I'm gonna end this here, and I hope you enjoyed this really cool video showing a really cool concept, and I'll see you next time.